You, you couldn't get in touch with Cool.
Oh, I'm not good enough for you, Grandpa.
Oh no, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I reached out. They, I think
I
Uncle
like
Pooper.
I like to listen to uh, people who know what they're talking about.
Hmm.
So I ain't
Well,
much of a
well, you
com-
know what you're talking about.
I
You know what you're talking about. So Grandpa, how's the? Hold on. Uncle Poop said, Uncle Poop said he's gonna come.
oh yes, oh okay.
Yes, yes. But I don't have any new beer. I still got Stonies because I had a whole box of it.
You gave me enough. I still got some.
Yeah, I thought you would knock back the rest of them by now.
You know what?
I thought you would knock back the rest of them by now.
No, no, no. I say it for the big occasion, man.
Okay. Well, still Stonies, still good,
Special,
despite what
special
other
beer
people might
call
say.
for special occasion.
Mm-hmm.
This is the occasion. This is the beer.
There we go.
Yeah. I I treat myself real nice there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said save me with some premium beer here.
Mm-hmm. Nice, son. Thank you. Oh man, premium beer.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Grandpa, I was using this. I was using the sauna yesterday, and nothing quite beats it. I'm not quite at your level yet, where I'm using it every day,
Yeah.
but it's nice.
I love the heat,
Mm.
but I've been missing some. Yeah, because I got another problem. I think I had to go see the doctor or something because I get real tired, like it might be a heart attack. Cause I don't be that tired like you work too hard or you're exhausted. I be just plain tired, you know.
Mm.
And so I said, well, it ain't the right kind of tiredness, you know. So I
Mm.
didn't go to the sauna today. I'm gonna try tomorrow if I have the same problem. I might have to go see the doctor or something.
Well, what do you mean by you feel tired?
I mean, I walk 10, 15 feet. Well, maybe a little bit longer. Come upstairs, man. I be tired like the devil,
Mm.
and that ain't usual, you know.
Maybe it's time we move your office into your bedroom on the first floor.
Well, that ain't gonna help my tiredness. I don't even know I'm being that tired, you know.
Yeah, but if you're feeling tired going up and down the stairs, imagine if you get too tired and you can't catch yourself.
Mm. Well, I get tired walking out in the yard, you know. So I got a
Well,
problem.
hey, if you fall in the yard, that's a much shorter fall than you falling from up the stairs down the stairs.
Oh, well, I wasn't planning on falling now.
No one plans on falling, Grandpa. I don't. I planned on having hair, and that didn't work out.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a checkup because there's something unusual happening.
Hmm. Okay. Um. Well, what do you feel like? My doctor? What do you feel? What do you feel when you feel this fatigue?
Ain't nothing hurting, ain't no heart hurting or nothing, but I just be completely exhausted.
Mm.
And I mean, I do a lot of work in the yard, but I don't be exhausted. I be tired. I may get tired from working, but not just just plain old exhausted, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's something. It's something different. It's a different kind of exhaustion I've been getting.
You've been drinking enough water?
That that oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I think I might have been dehydrated too.
I mean that could definitely be a factor.
Cause I wasn't drinking no water. I got plenty of water, but I wasn't drinking no water. I drink a little pop or something, but never no water hot except in the morning when I go to the sauna.
So
And
do
the
you
sauna on
do
me,
you
you see, I should at least have maybe close to a gallon of water drinking
do
it.
you do you have access to water on the second floor?
Oh yeah,
Drinkable water, not water out the faucet.
oh yeah. I mean drinkable water. I mean I have some up here. There's one right here.
Yeah, but that's one bottle. You need more than one bottle.
Oh,
I'd be.
I can't stay up here all the time.
Hmm.
But I got enough. I mean, water at my disposal. I got enough water at my disposal. I just gotta start drinking more water.
Yeah, definitely. Like I drink about how many? This is like 24 ounces, or probably a little bit more than that. I drink a couple of these a day. Just
Oh
like
yeah.
I may drink two of these during while I'm at work, and maybe one more before I go to bed.
Oh okay.
So that's
I'm up,
maybe I'm not. I guarantee I drink at least 48 ounces, but I probably drink more than 48 ounces of water a day.
I was reading this. I should drink at least 30 to at least 100 ounces of water a day.
Yeah, you should drink a good amount. I mean, because you're
But
sweating.
I wasn't drinking no water hardly. That could be one of the
That's
reasons.
that's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
You probably should drink some more water.
Yeah. Cause yesterday I did drink I drank about 16 ounces, and come to think about it, I felt a little better too by not by drinking that water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to? How about this? Maybe we should set alarms on your phone that go off every couple hours to tell you to drink some water.
I got it on my phone. I got that water thing, a water reminder every couple hours tell me. But most of the time I don't have my phone. I'll be there laid it down or be on charge or something.
It should have. Hey, you don't have it on your watch? It doesn't tell you.
Yeah, I got it on my watch too. I ain't even got my watch on. It's laying over there.
I
You just
figured you didn't have nothing with you.
all
I,
right. So
I got the
maybe
stuff
there's
on
a
it, but I don't utilize it.
maybe there's a device that I can just put on Grandpa's desk that only stays on his desk because that's where he is most of the time. That will alert him to when he needs to drink more water.
Yeah.
You
That
heard what he
Alexa,
said, Boo?
he
Yeah,
used to have Alexa.
on my watch, it say, all right, time to drink some water.
You heard what he said? You heard what he was saying, Uncle Pooh Bear?
Hmm.
He was talking about he was having trouble walking up the stairs because he felt like super fatigued. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I haven't drank any water since yesterday."
That'll do it.
I just thought about it. I ain't been drinking. I got the water. I bought a 24-ounce bottle, but I wouldn't drink it but one bottle sometime. 16 ounces. And when I go to the spa, then I forget to drink water when I got back home.
You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces, and that's
Yeah.
before you go to the sauna.
Yeah. Before you go.
Yeah. No, not the whole time. I'm saying if you're gonna be in the sauna, then you should drink more water because you're gonna dehydrate.
You're gonna
even
sweat it
further.
out,
Mhm.
and the water you sweat out is gonna be pushing out the impurities.
Oh yeah.
You can't push out impurities if you ain't got nothing to push it out with.
Gotta
Yeah.
have your water.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be part of my problem. Because I drank 16-ounce bottles yesterday and I felt much better. Because I felt,
That's good.
yeah.
Isn't that positive?
Yeah.
Well, Grandpa, now we Uncle Pooh here. Let's let's talk about some current events. Have you guys heard about the 6 officers who admitted guilty in that case recently?
Oh no, I haven't.
So
Was that down in Mississippi?
Yep, in Mississippi.
I caught a little bit of say they were torturing people.
Oh, I saw something.
They had captured 2 black dudes and were torturing them, and I guess like they got caught real early. Like, so this happened in January. Apparently, they hid it from their supervisor or whoever was above them, and when they got pushed on it, like someone was investigating it, they basically like just gave up early because one of the officers put his gun in one of the dude's mouth and shot it off, and they're like, how did the bullet? Like they said, the exit wound on the dude's body was like, so how did like they had to admit guilt because how else would a bullet exit out of the dude's body the way it did?
Yeah,
So,
he like had it in his mouth and it exit out his throat or something like
something
that.
like that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that he got shot.
And they call themselves the Goon Squad. I'm like, man, Mississippi ain't changed at all.
I don't think it's just them because there were some officers here in Chicagoland area got arrested for some similar years back, but they call them black sites, having those black sites. So they take them basically to abandoned places, and I don't know what the hell they do to them.
They everywhere, man. Some of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like in the culture,
man.
That's why I don't nobody tear down them buildings in Inkster and Detroit because it's good places to hide things.
Oh, yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know. I'm not. This is a random number. I could hazard a guess like that 1 in 10 abandoned houses have some bodies thrown in there or some illicit activity happening in them.
I wouldn't doubt it. The question is who's doing it? Is it the citizens or the police, right?
Yeah, I mean, just the context of it. For them to just give up and admit guilt in Mississippi, they had to have been caught dead to rights. That's like remember that Dave Chappelle skit where he's like, I won't believe R. Kelly did it unless his grandma, 6 of his best friends, someone hold up a camera with his face with his ID. Like that's how Mississippi is with like how police treat black folks. So the fact that they were just like, yeah, man, we're just gonna admit guilt. Like all 6 of them, they must have basically did that in town square.
Yeah. Or, you know, it's something they've been doing and getting away with. It's just coming to light now, some of that stuff. But they've been doing that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But it never reached the light. Nobody exposed them, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than just those 6. Like they might have just been the clique that hung out with each other.
Yeah, I'm quite sure it's more than those 6.
Yeah,
but I honestly believe that the police got secret organizations throughout.
Oh yeah,
they belong to certain organizations where they, you know, do a lot of things, you know, and get away with it because you know they got a cover up.
Oh, 100% believe that.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they got the FOP. That's like the biggest gang there is anyway.
What is federal? What is it?
Fraternal Order of Police.
Fraternal Order of Police.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, they used to say they all used to belong to the Klan.
Yeah.
Used to.
Oh.
What was it? I mean, it goes back to what was it? Was it during the Obama administration? They came out with a report. The FBI came out with a report that said they know what police organizations had active Klan members like working with them. Like they had like the whole list or the majority of the investigation, and I haven't heard anything about that since.
Yeah, somebody probably came up missing.
I'm like, man, if you know you got corruption, you could do something about it. If you got names and documents.
You have to. That rabbit hole would never end. Everybody get drug into jail. Hey, the police officers know where the body's buried. Yeah, ain't nobody telling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It probably ended up like The Big Score, or what was that movie where remember at the end they said the only person who got sent to jail for the crimes of like all the stuff they did with the stocks and everything that blew up the housing crisis like in 2008. And they said the only person who got arrested for was some like vice president somewhere.
Was that The Big Short?
Yeah, there we go. The Big Short. Yeah. That was a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard of it before. Big Short, eh?
Yeah. It's a movie about what the housing crisis and certain people what they did during it to make money, and how one dude who still does like portfolio management. What he did during the time, and this, he bet against the housing. He kept shorting the housing market because he was sure, he was certain of it, and it took years, and people were getting so mad because, like, I don't know how the contract was set up, but he had complete access of the money that they gave him, and he was just like, just wait it out, it's going to happen, and then eventually the housing market collapsed, and everybody, all those people made a lot of money.
He Michael Burry, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
But he just shorted the he just shorted the market. I don't know if it was the S&P or if it was the NASDAQ. But then he also shorted QQQ, but he shorted them too, $1.3 billion. That's his bet. If he lose 1.3 billion.
That might be everything he has, like, that he has control over.
Yeah, I was reading something and they were saying he got like a 1 year short on the market at 1.3 billion. So he's betting that there's another crash coming.
Yeah.
Or at least a downward trajectory, maybe not a crash.
Yeah.
Well, we got the public to bail you out, man. It's down the trend. We taxpayers waiting to bail them out, man.
Yeah.
Because they too big to fail. Remember that? Obama, it was almost $1 trillion, 800 billion, and we bailed the banks and the stock, everybody out because they were too big to fail. Now, what kind of stupid stuff is that?
Man, that's brilliant. If you in on the take.
Yeah, and they were.
Yeah.
And that money that the government paid them, they took it and bought their stock back. They done ripped everybody off, and they were still able to go and buy their stock and stuff. They ain't lost nothing because they were too big.
Well, I mean, speaking of, I'll be positive today. So you heard us in the state of Michigan, all kids are eating free now, lunch at school.
Yeah, I saw that. Breakfast and lunch, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I hadn't been keeping up with it. That's in Michigan here.
Yeah, Michigan's one of now 7 states, I believe, that provide free lunch for all kids in the state.
Oh man, I wish they had that when I was a kid.
I had that when my kids was in school, so I could save all that lunch money.
But you think about doing a depression and you want to get a free lunch every day.
You going to school? You would have went to school, huh?
Yeah. Go to school and get that free lunch. They was
yeah.
That'd be a reason you want to miss school, man. You get a free meal,
I know the studies they always talk about, like, school lunches might be like the only meal some of these kids get a day. So I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that my tax dollars are going to something I agree with.
Yeah, you remember that program they had with at the park at Wellington Park,
mm-hmm.
where they brought that free food. Mm-hmm. You look at it lightly, but a lot of times though, somebody that might be the only meal they're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't cause you eating, you think everybody eating.
Yeah, everybody ain't eating.
Everybody ain't eating.
It's like that, it's a good story, and I'm happy for the kids.
Yeah.
But who getting that money? Somebody, them lunches ain't free. They buying it from some third party vendor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're state and city or school district vendors that are doing how much that lunch program costs. Somebody getting that cash,
right?
So but you know what it is. It's somebody's cousin, brother, girlfriend.
They were talking about uranium, and what's uranium used for? It's for power. Like they were saying something about some of the electric lights in France. I guess the filaments, whatever, is made from uranium. But anyway, I only said that because I was looking on the YouTube just now. They were talking about how great a market that was. People getting big billions of dollars, off of uranium, in this argument about Niger having that uranium, you ain't thinking about somebody, man, is scoring big money in the bank and everything. The guy said this was the greatest market they had he could ever remember in uranium, But you don't think about nobody getting the big. You think about somebody want to take control of it, but you don't think about people making billions of dollars, in the transaction on third party people and all that stuff.
What? That's the only reason to talk about it.
But hey, the way I look at it is like this: whoever was the vendor before providing school lunches was getting paid before. And they getting paid. Someone's going to get paid regardless.
Somebody's going to get paid.
The fact that these kids are assumedly, because I don't know, getting healthy food that they can eat for lunch at school.
You ain't watching the reports on what they doing with their food. But that ain't every. I
know what you call healthy food.
But there's got to be some type of regulate. Like, I want to believe this is the first step. I'm like Grandpa. I'm like, this is incremental change.
Yeah, you know what? You remember Reagan? They were talking about giving kids in school healthy food, and he said they're giving them plenty of vegetables. They have ketchup, and he actually said that. The vegetable was ketchup.
Yeah. Well, his base is stupid. So
I mean,
say whatever you want to say.
Ketchup not even. That's not even a vegetable. That's like a fruit. That's like a fruit slush. If technically.
But somebody. I mean, hopefully the kids are getting decent foods. I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I've been seeing things. I don't know. I'm not in the schools right now, so
I hope that
I wouldn't bet on it.
I mean, on one hand, it's better than not having food at all for the whole day.
Yeah.
But still, I would hope that they try. I hope the best foot's put forward. Like, somebody gives a damn about these kids. Like,
hope in America that shit don't.
I get it. I get it, but someone got to the point where they convinced a whole state to give all the kids free food.
Yeah, probably the vendor who was gonna make the damn money. That's what I'm getting at. Like, it's not like anybody got them contracts, right? Those contracts are owned by certain companies who have political favor, right? So especially if you was paying me, I don't know, $1 per meal, and now we're gonna do everybody at $1.50. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is the case, but I know how Illinois runs.
There's a lot of money.
Like, I'm going for vendor contracts, and not to say that. Of course, the person who don't get it is upset, but you already know. Well, we know in Illinois, you got to pay to play. Like, if you ain't politically connected, you're not funding campaigns. You're not getting these contracts because this is how money is distributed amongst themselves. So I mean, I don't know. I just don't trust the country. The country ain't never acted right. I don't know why they would all of a sudden be acting in the best interest of the kids. That shit don't even balance because they would actually give them a real education that's going to help them in their lives if that was the case. Or if we're going to actually help the kids, we would fund after school programming, which, all they doing is taking shit away. So I don't know. I ain't got no faith that the end result is benefit for the kids. I love it for the people who can't afford to eat and is getting an opportunity to eat something. I think that's, like you said, hopefully it's decent food. I don't know.
I just know that it's a step in the right direction, and I hope that it's not just okay, we did this, now let's not do anything else, right? Let's hope that they build on it, and we, as voters, we should put pressure on these people. Like, hey, we want more than just, don't throw any slop at our kids. Give them something that's like at least healthy. It don't gotta taste great, but at least healthy. You know what I mean? Give them fresh foods. I don't want to see no mold on none of these kids' plates when they take it, because you already know what's going to happen.
Now you done went too far.
These kids are gonna be putting on social media what this free food gonna look like in a couple weeks, and I just want to know what standard we're setting.
I say this though. This is 2023, right?
Uh-huh.
Now you mean to tell me all these years they should have been had free food in the school for the kids, lunches. And if you didn't want it or you could afford not to have it, so be it, But it don't cost no whole lot of money, man, for no free food. And they take money, man, and do everything else with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna get breakfast and lunch. That is true.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
you know, a big thing that can keep somebody from the height, but you can't learn when you're hungry. I'm gonna tell you that for a fact now.
Uh,
You be waiting to get a meal, man. Yeah, you're gonna learn something when when you're hungry.
right.
Yeah.
Well, now
Brain
that
don't
we,
even, the brain
huh?
don't even function.
Well,
Nah.
this pivot because we're talking about the money situation. Let's go and bring up one of Grandpa's favorite organizations. You ready, Uncle Pooh Bear?
Uh-oh.
Something's happening with bricks.
Oh, great.
Whoa.
Hey, but have you seen now?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Let me
Okay.
drop what I got for you. So apparently, Russia and China and Argentina have been struggling with their currency of late. Uh, the Russian ruble, Chinese yen, and Argentinian peso all slid in value this week. The ruble dropped to its lowest level since Russia's invasion of the Ukraine, as President Putin's country is increasingly cut off from the global economy. China's yen neared the record low set in October as the economy struggles to bounce back from zero COVID policies. Meanwhile, uh, Argentina government initially knocked down its peso value by 18% to get ahead of its downward spiral. So, what does this basically mean? So, before this happened, it used to take the Russian rupee. It took 70 rupees to equal $1. Now it takes 100 rupees to equal $1. So they lost 20. Was it went up? They lost value 26%, or what? What's the math on that? It's not 26%. It's more than that. But they lost a lot of the value of their currency, and this is basically what I'm reading from this is the world is starving them out. They're putting sanctions on all type of trade between these nations. They're like, if y'all want to get with the program, then it is what it is.
Yeah, I would think that all of those countries that's getting involved had to know that this was going to come. It's either going to be that or they're going to be attacked because this is threatening the global dominance. So, I mean, if they wasn't planning for that, then they some damn fools because that don't even make no sense. You about to try to take the block from us, and you think we just gonna let you take the block like that? Ain't no,
Yeah,
no.
like Western governments are like basically like Western governments and their companies are not ordering goods, are not ordering as many from Russia or China right now, and that is causing a whole bunch of chaos in their economies.
Yeah, China know that America is just all wolf tickets because this country fall apart if we don't get they cheap goods. So like
It's not
that.
true. America's manufacturing has actually been pivoting to a few other see, because China is basically a developed nation at this point, and America's just like, fine, we'll find some other like place that doesn't got internet, and we'll go over there and help those people, and then we'll get manufacturing there.
Yeah, the only problem is India is joining BRICS,
Let's hold this
and
until
India was one of those markets.
hold this till the BRICS summit. When you got Saudi Arabia dealing directly with other countries with their oil, with India. It ain't going to the International Monetary Fund and banks and stuff. They dealing directly. Whatever India got in their money, they dealing directly with whatever uh, Saudi Arabia money. So they accepting each other's money. So
Mm-hmm.
we waiting to see when someone come here, and you get all these BRIC people are joining BRICS. United States gonna be in big shit.
Well, then you like you were talking about Niger, but like all across Africa, like Russian diplomacy has been crossing the continent, right?
That's
Remember
right.
they forgave the $23 billion or whatever for I forgot which country, but they've been establishing the relationships with Africa because I mean, if you're gonna cut the West out, if you're gonna cut Europe and America out, you got to pick up another large market, and this is the largest one in the country that's growing.
Burkina Faso and North Korea having a deal together. They were talking about Burkina Faso, Mauritania, Nigeria, and all them is one big class of countries that France colonized, right?
Mm.
And now you got North Korea making a deal with Burkina Faso, and part of the deal is a military thing too. So this thing is shaping up, and France ain't gonna be so eager to jump in and try to restore the people that took coups on those countries. France ain't gonna be so eager to jump in there and try to change things.
France says, they don't want to keep losing.
They keep taking them.
Yeah,
they deserve it.
I just want to see what happened. Even France tried to get in BRICS. So something as big is going on.
Where you get that from, now?
That's a fact. Check it out. You got your phone there. France asked to be invited to the summit, to the BRICS summit. Tell me if I'm wrong now.
Hold on.
You said they did?
They did.
Hold on. Let me check. Oh, he did. He's right. It says unveiling the motivations behind
Cuba.
Hold on a second, Grandpa. Unveiling the motivations behind France's pursuit of BRICS engagement. Does France want to join BRICS? Emmanuel Macron wants to take this one-man global diplomacy to another level. The French president wishes to welcome the first Western leader to be invited to BRICS summit, the foreign minister Catherine Colonna said late Monday. This was back in June. And I mean, it's France. So
you got
don't let them bastards in nothing.
Venezuela, Cuba, Honduras.
I know some of these African countries, like if you want to join, you better pay up some reparations first. That's the cost to enter.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a big shift.
In the Caribbean nations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Give Haiti back their money.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'd be like, I wouldn't be mad if Haiti was just like, we're going to tax y'all for a while.
What's the U.S. involvement in that? Because
the
Haitians defeated France, ran them out of there. The U.S. and Britain still had interest in the region. And I know the United States turned cold on France after they won because Toussaint and Jefferson used to correspond. And then when they won, he stopped corresponding with them. They shut it down. And then didn't the U.S. early 1800s, didn't they invade Haiti?
What happened was, from my understanding, is the U.S. basically made a blockade because they didn't want word from Haiti that they actually, the slave rebellion actually repelled a superpower. And they're like, oh, we don't want none of this to expand. So they're like, they put sanctions on Haiti after they freed themselves. So
U.S. invasion and occupation of Haiti from 1915 to 1934.
Yeah,
that was
that was long after the rebellion.
Yeah, that's 100 years later. So I know they went cold, and they definitely didn't allow any. This has a lot to do with the Haitian immigration policy. They can't get into the country because they were shut out then because they didn't want these free Negroes to come over here and tell these captured Negroes, hey, if y'all band together, you can defeat them.
That was the first black republic. Haiti was.
Well, I mean,
Africa after the Western Massacre.
Like Africa had republics. I mean, they had a whole civilization.
I'm assuming it's in the Western Hemisphere or in the Southern Hemisphere.
Is it the Southern Hemisphere? I thought Haiti was still like, isn't Haiti like north a little bit of the equator?
Don't get me lying.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Is Haiti north of the equator? Is Haiti north of the equator?
Haiti south of the equator.
Yeah, it's north of the equator. Yeah, it says it's Haiti is 1,312 miles north of the equator.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that far north. I thought it was going to be like a reasonable. I thought it was going to be this little bit, maybe 1,500 miles north. Like, no, it's quite a bit. It's a little skedaddle.
Well, Haiti was the first black republic because all of the rest of them countries was colonized.
Mm.
this what presented that major problem,
Mm. Well, that's just the way it is,
Yeah.
So it looked like they didn't attack them back then, but it says for over a century after independence, Haiti faced hostility from foreign powers, especially France and the United States, like during that whole time period. So during the overthrow, Haiti was ostracized forced into repeated compromise to secure foreign trade. In 1825, France demanded that Haiti pay an indemnity to compensate former slave owners for their colonial losses,
They call them chattel, like a property that they took.
an amount equivalent to 21 billion today.
And how they enforced it was they put a naval blockade around Haiti.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's why come they couldn't do no business, They forced them to pay that money to chattel. It's almost they probably thought that for us, because we were considered a chattel with the Dred Scott decision,
Well, we were currency for a little bit, right? You can trade Negroes on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Talk about that. That's a little interesting. I wonder how long that was. How long were African Americans traded on the stock exchange? Oh, okay,
Man.
so it lasted. It was from 1711 to 1762.
When they were traded on the stock exchange.
Yeah, they were sold right there.
Okay, that explains then too why Dred Scott was considered still chattel. That's why he was considered still chattel. This happened in 1841, I think, with the Dred Scott decision. He went to a free place and they said, "No, you ain't got no rights because you ain't nothing but chattel. You owned by somebody." But when he went north, he thought he'd be free. Said, "No, and the guy that owned him has a right to take him any way he wants and take him back south when he wants to."
Yeah, that had to be a nightmare to experience that.
Yeah, it's just been a nightmare being in this country. I was listening to some white guy, and he was just talking about. He said, "Damn," he said, if you can now be a man and identify, I'm off a little bit, but if you can be basically identify, if I could identify as a woman, that's what he's saying. Like, so as a man, if I can identify as a woman, because that's how I feel, I want y'all to know I don't feel white American no more. Like, it's like I wanna identify with something else because we the worst people on the planet. He said, I don't even want to be American. It's like every time you learn something, you learn they lying, right? So he was really talking about the Moors.
Well, they didn't talk about this guy. He didn't want to be. He didn't want to identify with Judaism. He didn't want to be a Jew no more because he got to digging and finding out so much about the Ashkenazis and everything. He said, "Damn, I don't want to identify as being no Jew because a lot of those people, they weren't Semitic. They were converted people. They converted into Judaism." He said, "Well, bam, in that case, I don't even want to be involved in this.
Yeah, this was just a white guy talking about American history.
Well, this guy, he was on YouTube. He was talking about he was Jewish, and he refused to be Jewish anymore.
Yeah,
because of the circumstances involved around it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't even get into that argument, but yeah, I mean, if white folks on this planet do their history and see what white folks on this planet been up to, I mean, you gotta, you can't believe that you're on the side of Christ. Yeah, I mean, at least I don't know how you do. Let me put it that way. Yeah, no, I mean, you just basically got to repent and move forward. You know,
You should repent and move forward.
yeah,
Out of control.
I mean, I wouldn't know if it was my history. I wouldn't know how to react to it. Be like, damn, good Lord, no wonder we in control of everything. We done did everything.
Man. What about you, Grandpa? You don't got anything that you witnessed this week that you want to talk about?
Anything witness I want to talk about? Yeah. We talk about what I want to talk about. Well, I just see some big changes when I saw Burkina Faso. When I saw them making a deal with North Korea, you know some changes is about to happen.
North Korea fishing for a friend. They ain't getting
well, everybody fishing for friends. Now, what I'm trying to say is a lot of them are siding up. You know, even France want to get out of this European thing. They want to get in there with BRICS because they see.
Well, he's trying to get into BRICS because when Niger kicked everybody out,
kicked them out, right?
He said, "You're not about to run this pipeline. You're not about to run this pipeline through our country, obtaining, I think it's a gas pipeline or something." France, I guess the European Union has been under siege as far as resources, right? They don't got anything there. They need to pipe it in.
They were saying if France, with their neocolonialism, if they got out of Africa, they'd be a full-rate country.
Yeah, but that's why they're trying to go to BRICS, because that's why they're trying to get into BRICS.
Because Africa is their main source of income, just about. You know, them 4 or 5.
All of them.
Yeah.
All them countries. It ain't just France.
Africa, you ain't got nothing, you know.
It ain't just France. It's all of them. They all in there. That whole system is held up on the backs of the Africans. It's always how they built the wealth, is how they maintain the wealth, and that's how they still maintaining themselves for now. You know, it's gonna have to go down. But you know, it was just like a coup in Niger, right? Like, don't be surprised if there's another. Like, it's how the jackals move. Like we try to do it diplomatically. Y'all don't want to do it diplomatically. Like, okay. Other boys got to play Call of Duty in the middle of the night. You know, they got them jackals. They out there now. Yeah, that was a good read. You ever read that, nephew? Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
I read it when you told me about
it. Yeah. That's a good.
I don't like to me. I account for part of that being sensationalized, right? But dude was he was putting names and dates on certain things.
Yeah, he had to come up missing. I don't even know like if it's all true or what's true, but just knowing that it's something like that happening, you already know.
I mean, it's just it's the way they. No, it's not the way it's the way he basically gave the blueprint and how say you watch any like drug cartel movie, it's always some part of the U.S. government that's always aware of exactly what's happening, and they're always either completely assistant or complicit in some way to make it happen.
Well, there's been a lot of coups in the United States putting in favorable governments so they can do what they want to do. And a perfect example of that is the coup over there in the Ukraine. We took out a Russian favored government and got somebody who listening to us, and now you got what? 300,000 people dead, soldiers.
Ain't that what the dude in Niger? Wasn't he supposed to be like pro-America, pro-Europe leaning, and then I guess he not? Or he...
No, the dude in he's trying to get power back. His wife is from France, so you already know what that's about.
Oh, so that's what the coup got him out.
Yeah.
He got
Oh, got him
he-
out, and then somebody that's
he
pro
ain't coming
Niger.
back either. They were talking about might be a military action there, but I don't think so.
Like people screaming corruption, but when it's certain things, man. I'm not over in Africa, so I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm just outside looking in. You kind of see where the pieces are falling and like why people their motivations are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's my. Let me see. I think I have another thing. We got 15 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I could bring up. Does not have dead air, but
Hey, did
huh?
you know? I knew that there's a lot of resources, wealth in Africa, but I didn't know that Burkina Faso is one of the richest over there. They got the gold, the diamonds, the copper, the silver, uranium, you name it. They got about six re- uh, resources over there, that other countries don't even have.
Oh, I actually think I have another topic that I remember. So,
Pretty good.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but because of all these natural disasters and things like Hawaii where the volcano erupted, right? So apparently a lot of these because like it's been natural disasters like in California, the fires and like the hurricanes and everything that's happening. These insurance companies are either going out of business or they're not insuring in areas that have been known to have major natural disasters, or the premiums are super high. Like there's an insurance like safety net now where you got to pay 4 times the normal premium just to have insurance, and it's not full insurance, right? And it's causing it's causing like these housing prices and housing stock to go up because these contractors are spending more time repairing these houses than they are building new homes for people who need them. So that's causing the prices to go up. But it's eventually going to hit a zenith because, from what I've heard from this report, if insurance companies can't insure a loan, then banks aren't going to give out loans.
Right. Why would they?
So, and I think what was the stat was like 63% of American homes are on a mortgage right now.
Did you know?
Wow.
Did you know that my homeowner's insurance policy does not cover flooding?
Well, it rarely floods where you're at.
Yeah, you're not in the floodplain.
Yeah, it rarely floods where you're at.
You said rarely flood.
Where you're at, yes.
Why would they not give me some insurance on flooding?
Well, why would you need insurance on something that doesn't really happen? Yeah. That's like you having hurricane insurance.
But it would be good for the insurance company then if it wasn't really happening.
No, it's not.
We had a flood before. I ain't what you call that company? Not the company, but the government agency.
FEMA
took care of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well, FEMA is based on your tax dollars, and when an extreme event that's unforeseen happens in your area.
Yeah.
But the insurance company handles things that they have like some math equations they do that statistically tell you what's supposed to happen in the rate in which it happens in that area. So, for example, there's a reason why car insurance in major cities is higher than like in like rural areas. It's because more densely populated areas have more crime. So that's why your car insurance is going to be higher. And it's going to be higher if you're a younger person. Like all these things factor into the price of your insurance based on the item that you're insuring and where you're at and the likelihood of that event happening. If the event of it, like we get earthquakes in Michigan, but we don't get earthquakes like in California, right? So we don't necessarily have earthquake insurance because the likelihood of being in a major event like that is so low where we live. It's almost next. I'm sure you could probably pay someone a super crazy premium just to get that, just to say you have it on your contract, but you're just throwing your money away because the likelihood of it happening is so low.
Yeah, just if you're in a floodplain, flood zone.
All I know is there's a lot of trickery going on in this respect. No fault insurance, they were talking about they would pay a maximum of $250,000. So they increased the no fault insurance because you gonna get this high pay. Finally, they saw through that and lowered uh, the maximum you can get from an accident. And my insurance went down. I was paying what? Oh, I saved $1,000.
Wow.
I was paying them 2 cars. I was paying $4,000. That's the truth. 2 cars a year, and they damn near cut it in half when they lowered that premium on the return. You know, you get so much. I can't.
Pay out.
But anyway, I wouldn't expect no maximum of accident of $200,000. If I did, then I could pay that extra. But you don't apply that to everybody. Well, some folks can't hardly afford the insurance. Let's move. Talking about getting getting something back like $250,000. They'd be glad to get their car fixed.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody don't need everything.
To me, it's like a game. You know, you tell somebody something, but you can get $250,000. You get in an accident and get seriously injured. You know, in the meantime, everybody paying twice as much as they should for insurance.
Well, it's because the insurance company it's like a
they crooks.
What I'm saying is the way that works is everything that happens within that company affects your premium, right? So if like a big event happens, they're going to absorb it by charging everyone an increased price. So on one end, they're preparing, but there are also insurances where you can take out loans against it. Like if you're paying there's life insurance policies where, I don't know, let's just say $1 million, right? And you can borrow against that money while you're alive and use it for whatever. Like, oh, you know about this, Uncle Pooh Bear?
No.
Yeah.
Borrow the money. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So like, there's insurance plans like you pay a lot more, but you can borrow against them, and you're basically paying it back with that rate or whatever. People who got money been doing this for a long time. Like the insurance game is like the vehicle. If you don't have inherited money already, is the vehicle to like get your family a head start. Like when something happens.
Hey, look, this is all right. We got a couple of minutes. This gonna trip y'all out. This almost tripped me out. Let me share my screen.
All right.
There we go. So I'm looking at this map. I don't know. I was just on the map going around Africa. Like, oh, Daddy was talking about Burkina Faso. So then I don't know. Somehow I ended up over here, and I saw these islands, and I'm like, man, what's that? Who you think own these islands?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I was wondering about. They were talking about some islands, and I was saying I don't know no islands over there on the west coast.
Who owns them islands?
Spain.
I believe that.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
I'm like, what? I just Googled it right here. Where it go? What countries is Santa Cruz there? Yeah, Spain. The Canary Islands. I know that name.
Oh, that's where the Canary Islands are?
Yeah.
I've heard it. I never knew where it was actually located. That's why I couldn't figure nothing being out there on the west coast in the Atlantic.
Now who owned that? I need to know.
Oh man, I'm glad to see that.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens.
Independent. The most developed and democratic countries in Africa. So I guess they are. Oh, it's his own country. Oh, it's independent.
What's independent?
Cape Verde. These islands over here.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the 54 countries, I'm assuming, of Africa.
No, they got 54 on the mainland there.
No, I thought it was all of them.
I thought it was much more when they counted all of them. I thought it was much more than 54.
Nah, it's only 54 countries in Africa.
Yeah, on the continent, right? But them islands though.
Nah, yeah, Seychelles is an island too. It's like an island way out here somewhere. It's still a country in Africa. Like, watch this.
I don't know.
Bam. So this is Seychelles right here. This is one of the 54 countries in Africa.
It's sitting out there in the Red Sea, eh?
Yeah. This is where doing all of the killing that the white boy was doing, they would go over here for vacation and rest. But they got
rest.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. These folks are they lunatics, man. I'm telling you.
You said
And then like they'll send their political prisoners out here as well. So like one of the chiefs in Ghana during this time, which they were, raping all of the gold in the land, they ostracized him to this island over here, Seychelles. That's just one of the stories.
That's wild.
I didn't ever know where it was at. But they tell me it's a beautiful vacation spot.
Yeah, because white boy been over there. White boy been over there hanging out like it's just the rest spot. Like man, this dude on this planet has been something else.
Well, let's do our final thoughts. I gotta get into my last meeting for the day.
Oh yeah, me too.
Let's go. You go first, Uncle Boober. I know you got things to do.
Yeah, turn my camera off instead of stuff shit. Yeah, my final thoughts are drink some more water. Drink more water. Yeah, especially you. You got to stay hydrated. Well, really everybody, though. Your body's mainly water, right? Like body's what, 80, 90% water or something? Like, so it's really important. Let me drink some while I'm talking. That's my final thought.
My final thought is I didn't think about being dehydrated, but I wasn't drinking no. I drink some water in the morning at the sauna. I wouldn't drink no more all day long. And I supposed to at least have maybe 100 ounces of water throughout the day, 100 or better, And so I drank some water and I started feeling a little bit better. I said, maybe that was my major problem because I was getting tired for no specific reason,
Got to drink that water.
Yeah. That's what I got right here, some good old water.
Josh?
Well, let me think. My final thought for today is things are never quite as it seems. Like when Grandpa was talking about BRICS a few months ago, I thought it was inevitability. Like, Dad and Uncle Hank were like, hey man, our currency had a good run. But now it's just like I thought it was gonna be smooth sailing for them, but now apparently it ain't.
What, BRICS?
Well, so we'll see. I mean, they could things ebb and flow. See how this saga goes.
You don't think BRICS is gonna survive?
I don't know what's gonna happen, but like they're not as powerful as I thought they were.
And I'm saying they're more powerful than I thought they were because they're telling me like the G20, it's going to be a dwarf compared to BRICS, G20 and the G5 and all that.
Now, hold on. Well, I gotta go to this next meeting, but we'll cover this probably next week.
We pick up right there.
That's what we want to talk about.
That's what we want to talk about.
Okay, see you guys.
Good.
All right, catch you soon, Pops.